Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Knit State of Mind podcast. Heather, you just disappeared.
Sorry, I got a phone call. I put it on Do Not Disturb, but okay.
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 Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Knit State of Mind podcast. My name is Wanda. You can find me on Ravelry as wandawat and on Instagram as Zest, the letter N, class, Zest in class.
And I'm Heather, and you can find me on Ravelry as heathertee and on Instagram as heathertee3. And we're on Instagram as Knit State of Mind.
So welcome to another episode of the Knit State of Mind podcast. There's an obvious elephant in the room right now. We are podcasting. It is March 16th, Sunday. We are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, but we still wanted to podcast and continue building our community and sharing our projects with you. So we decided we would try out this online virtual format. So we're currently using Zoom and recording this way, and we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. We just figured out today how to do this for work on Monday, and then Wanda figured out how to screen capture it. So hopefully this is all going to work out.
Yeah, so we're both educators, and I'm sure people around the country, we're in California, and even the globe might be experiencing some school closures. My college has moved online for the rest of the semester, and Heather's...
And our school is closed for the next at least 2 weeks, and then spring break, and we're moving to doing distance learning for our students. So we're going to be getting all that set up tomorrow.
Yeah, so I hope you all are planning accordingly, looking out for your loved ones, the elderly, ill, otherwise vulnerable populations, and let's try to, do our best, maintain some social distancing while at the same time staying connected. So we'll have to get creative with this process. So should we?
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I was joking earlier that I've always been really bad at commenting on social media. So I was joking that I need to learn the social part of social media, and that's going to help me stay connected.
So let's see how Heather does with this. Let's hold her accountable. So
if you've ever gotten a comment from the Knit State of Mind account, it's probably from Wanda.
Probably. But keep commenting. I love engaging with you. I think it's more important now more than ever. We've appreciated all the comments, particularly related to, should we get into that? I guess so. Particularly related to our last episode and the giveaway that we announced, which was I don't have my phone in here, so I might run and get that. You can talk about the giveaway, and I'll get my phone so we can select.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So we did a giveaway for the Knitting Friends project bag. Unfortunately, I don't have it here with me, but we showed it on our last episode. So we had 12 comments, and Wanda's going to run the random number generator to figure out who won the bag. So here she is. We had 12 comments.
And I do have the bag while this is opening up.
Oh, good, because I just said I didn't have it. So great. Wanda's got it.
Okay, so here's the bag. Just to recap, we got a couple of these at the Stitches West Festival. So it says Among Friends. And then I guess it was a collaboration with, what is it? Sincere Sheep. And did you remember who the designer was?
The designer was Nerdbird Makery,
Okay.
I think.
That sounds about right. Yeah. All right, so let's see. There were 12 comments. Let's generate number 10.
So number 10 was Jane Shipley. So Jane will comment back to you on your comment, but you can also send us a direct message on Instagram at Knit State of Mind or on Ravelry to either Wanda or me and give us your address and we'll get that out to you. So Jane Shipley.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing with us, Jane. All right, so should we move on to some of our makes?
Sure. Should we start with what we're wearing?
Yes, yes, yes. Kick it off.
Well, okay. I'll go first. I was going to say you're wearing the scarf that started it all, but I'll go first and we'll come back to that. Actually, we're both wearing Purl Soho patterns.
Oh,
so I'm wearing
not planned, you all. That was not planned. And
I'm wearing the classic ribbed hat by Purl Soho. It's actually kind of cold here today too. It's been rainy all weekend, which is not helping out with this staying indoors situation. But anyway, this is the classic ribbed hat by Purl Soho. So it's just a 1x1 rib. I have the cuff folded up, but you could wear it slouchy too. And I knit this using Madeline Tosh DK in the Antler colorway and Knitpicks Aloft, which is their silk mohair in the blush color on US 5 or 3.75 millimeter needles. So it's just a nice cozy hat. What about your scarf?
So, yes, this is a Purl Soho pattern. It's the Mistake Rib Scarf, so you can get a feel for it. So it's some ribbing, basically 2x2, but they do a little something funky there. That's why it's called the Mistake Rib Scarf. And this was my comeback knit. I knit this for one of my partner's children. And I finished this was last December, so a little over a year ago. And I love the color. I used Madeline Tosh, I think it was their DK weight yarn, DK or Sport, it was a while ago. And this colorway Snake, and I wish this picked it up a little bit better because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I want one for myself. It's the squishiest, slinkiest little scarf. And I might make one in the same exact color. But if you search online for the Purl Soho Mistake Rib Scarf, you'll see the original color, and that inspired my selection for this color. But yeah, you can wrap it multiple times, and it's super cozy and squishy. I love it. And I'm probably going to take it off now.
Yeah. I'm also wearing my Portage cardigan. It's going to be a little hard probably to see with this setup, but it's the Portage cardigan. There's much better pictures of it on my Ravelry page. And this is 3 Irish girls yarn in their Springvale DK in the color Doge's Palace. And I had 6 skeins and I used up all except for about a yard. So it came out just exactly perfectly with 6 skeins to make this sweater.
Okay, I was just pausing.
All right, should we move on to?
As you were starting to freeze, so just wanted to let it catch up.
Okay. Are we ready to move on to finished objects?
Yes. I will, you carry it and I'll be back.
Okay. We both have some socks, I think, for our finished objects today. So I finished 2 pairs of socks that were both be underway. So I finished my blue striped Ragg socks. 1, 2. So these are made out of Paton's Kroy blue striped Ragg colorway, just a basic sock with an afterthought heel. The afterthought heel color is Flax. Yeah, so I finished those up. Basically all I had to do was put in the heel. So got those done last week. I actually haven't been knitting a whole lot because, first of all, I was having some back problems that made it uncomfortable for me to sit in the position that I prefer to knit in. So I wasn't just knitting like a little teeny bit every day. And then this past week, we've been super busy with figuring out about school closing and things. So I haven't been knitting my normal volume. So it was nice to have a couple of pairs of socks that were almost done so I could finish them and feel like I achieved something.
Yeah, I get that feeling.
So my second pair that I finished are these ones for my stepdad's Christmas present. This is out of Regia sock yarn, and the color is 2025. So they're just a basic ribbed giant sock.
And are those for your dad's birthday? Did he recently have
those are for my dad has a birthday coming up, but these are for my stepdad for Christmas. My dad does like socks, but he doesn't wear them as much, so I'm getting him something different for his birthday. I don't think he watches, but just in case, I won't say.
Nice. Other finished objects, or?
That's it. Yeah, I know. For me, it's not that much, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. What have you finished?
Yeah, I haven't finished anything. So I had finished my Leavenwick sweater and then kind of was just in limbo. If you all remember the last podcast, I was debating whether or not to frog my Nightshift shawl, and I decided to continue working on that. And then I traveled a bit, and I really wanted a garment, but I felt kind of stuck. Nothing was inspiring me. I went to Stitches, didn't buy any yarn. And then suddenly I was like, you know what? I'll cast on some vanilla socks, some stripy socks for some instant gratification. And then that brought my mojo back because suddenly there were all of these tops I wanted to make. And then I started buying yarn, but I'll talk about that in a moment. So I have one sock done. So it's self-striping yarn. This is Tiny Human Knits yarn. They come in 50-gram skeins, 75% merino, 25% nylon. And I use a size 1.5 needle, which is what, 2.5?
1.5 is 2.5 millimeters, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I had available because I have some socks on other needles that aren't complete. But I whipped this up in no time. I actually finished it in probably like 5 days. I started it last weekend. And I used some yellow yarn I had. Is this it? This is just Malabrigo. I use that for my toe and my heel flap. The sock, I just did regular stockinette and then 1x1 ribbing, a slip stitch heel, and I use the Rye Light, just the formula of Rye Light to put the sock together. The slip stitch heel, the socks I'm making for my partner's son, I mean that's easy, you know. So I use the Tin Can Knits pattern to help with this. Love it. It's wonderful if you're losing your knitting mojo and need something to get you back in. And then I made sure to cast on the second one.
Nice.
So my ribbing is done, and now I can just stockinette away and bang out this other sock. So I have one sock done. That's not a complete finished object, but it's close. So,
what is it? It's an HO, a hoe. Isn't that what they call it? A half object?
Yeah, I've been hearing some people say that. A half object. Makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So everything else, it's whips. Should I want to see what else I've been working on?
Sure. Yeah. What else have you been working on?
So I mentioned the Nightshift, and I decided to persevere with it. And I'm just kind of winging it. I'm still not super excited about the blue section, but it's fine. It's a fun knit. And so here's where I am now. So let's see. Stand up. So the lighting isn't that great. You can tell I'm in a different room because we're podcasting late. But yeah, I'm on section 7 now. And so I transitioned out of the blues. I had some brown left over, put that in there. I moved into burgundy. You can't see it well. This section is really pretty. I actually love it. It's a copper tone with burgundy on top. And then I'm moving into burgundy with cream. And then I think I'm in my comfort zone now. Tan, yellow.
Yeah.
I have a rooibos color I'm going to mix in there. But yeah, I have 3 more sections left, I think. I'm on section 7 and there's 10 sections. So it's just growing right now. Sorry, the color isn't that great, but.
It looks great. I'm glad you continued with it. I think it's going to be really nice when it's finished.
Yeah, I look, we don't love everything we make, but I think
No.
I'll like it at least.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be your favorite.
Yep, I'll like it. It's all good. And thank you to the people who commented and, let me know that they thought it looked nice and nice against my skin and coordinated with me and my other knits. So I think someone mentioned how it looked nice against 11 wick. So I appreciated that as well.
Yeah. And speaking of comments, let's talk for a minute about Lynn and our Ravelry group, who's finished like 29,000 projects for Clear the Needles.
Seriously, I'm impressed.
I lost another one. So that with that inspiration, I've been working on my blanket a little bit more. Also, Happy Little Yarn is doing her blanket along. So that's been inspiring me too. So I had, I think, just 2 rows of this last time I showed it. So now I have 4 and a few more. Let's not talk about all the ends I need to weave in.
I do not envy you.
But I'm getting it done. My goal is to get it done by the end of the month. So we'll see. Speaking of Nightshift, how are you, going back to that for a minute, how are you weaving in the ends on that?
I haven't been doing it as I'm going. I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe I should weave in as I go so that I'm not doing it all at the end, but I haven't yet. And so we'll see just how to do it. I mean, it has a clear wrong side, so, figure that out.
Yeah, I guess just weave it in there. I mean, it's just going to be tedious. I'm going to have to sit down in front of the TV one day and just get it done.
We're finishing around the same, it could be virtual.
We can do a virtual and weaving in party.
Yeah. Exactly.
Another friend of mine was suggesting the other day that we should do like virtual TV watching, where we all like watch the same show and get on like a Google Hangout or a Zoom.
I like that idea. I'm down.
Yeah.
With that. Yeah. I've been trying to come up with all sorts of virtual events. My friend's birthday is tomorrow, and so I was like, do I need to start planning a virtual birthday party? She's in LA. Our other really good friend is in Chicago. And she was like, tell me more. What would that look like? I was like, games, drinks, music, just virtual.
Yeah.
She sounded kind of game. We tossed around the thought of doing it today, but she was kind of like, I'm just lounging before the week starts back up. I loved her description. She said today she's in her cocoon and tomorrow she'll be a 37-year-old butterfly.
Yeah, I like that.
Sorry to put your age on the street, but I didn't say
well, 37, that's young.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, my other whip is my Twigs, which I had posted on Instagram the other day. So this is where it's at right now. I'm down here. I did split for the sleeves, and I'm about an inch and a half past the sleeve split. I'm laughing because Wanda and I knit together on Wednesday, and I was about an inch past the sleeve split, and I was complaining about how slowly it's going because every round has like 400 stitches. So it takes me like 20 minutes to just do one round when it's the color work. But I'm persevering. And I'm very, very happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. We were also saying on Wednesday, since it's one size fit all, I might be able to borrow that sometime.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm actually, when I get maybe like an inch farther, I'm gonna when I get to a plain row that doesn't have color work, I'm actually gonna try it on. I'm pretty sure it's definitely gonna fit, but I'm curious what the fit is gonna be because it's on 40-inch needles right now. And there is more, it's not like super stretched on that, and my bust is 42, so I know it's going to fit, but I'm curious to know how it's going to fit, so we'll find out.
To be continued.
Yeah, so I'm knitting that out of Jamison and Smith, and the colors that I'm using are the cream color, or the natural, is color 2006, which is Galmago or something like that. The red is color 97, and the 7 mix. And I'm really happy with how that red and orange go together. So if you're looking for a good color work combo with not super high contrast, but enough, I think those two go together really well. And that's pattern is by Junko Okamoto. So what's next?
So I did cast on one other thing that I want to share. I haven't made much progress, but I think it's not quite like having 400 some stitches and fingering weight yarn and color work. But for some reason, I didn't think twice about casting on a sweater that is, the entire body is ribbed. So that
are you making the ripple top?
No.
Oh, what are you making?
Wait, I have my yarns tangled. That's why I'm about to show it.
This is a secret cast on that I'm not. I haven't been apprised of.
So I was waiting to. I didn't want to. Okay, I know you all are like, what is it? But I didn't want to. I was trying to hold out on casting this out. So what I was mentioning before is that suddenly there were all of these tops that I wanted to make. There are like 3 in my queue that I want to make right now, and I ended up ordering yarn for two of them, and then one is not in my queue, but I'm going to be test knitting something that I'll share more eventually. So I was trying to wait until I got the yarn for the test knit so I could just dive into that and monogamously work on that as my top. But obviously that yarn isn't here yet. This yarn got here before that. And so I casted it on. Haven't made too much progress yet. It's just ribbing, basically. And yeah, it's just ribbing. But it's a bottom up top. It's the Rowena Jumper.
Oh, okay. You did tell me about that. I just forgot.
By Fabric Knitwear. I think she's Norwegian. I'm not sure. And yeah, I stumbled upon it when I was kind of stumped about knits, and I was like, that's gorgeous. I could really see myself make it, because that's part of it. Like I'll see something that I like, but then I'm wondering if I would really wear it. And it seems like I would really wear. And then I started looking at yarns people use, and settled on this. They have so many gorgeous colors. It's the Julia Azeline Blaze DK. This is it skeined up. So it's a mustard color. I wasn't intentionally looking for mustard, but it caught my eye and I thought it would be gorgeous in that color. But then when I went to find yarn for the test knit I'm doing, I found the same yarn that the designer used from, I was able to order it on Lovecrafts and they were having a sale. And a couple of colors were on sale. I originally wanted to use olive green, mixing it up some. I love olive green, and just that top I thought would be gorgeous in olive green. That was sold out, and they had like 2 to 3 colors on sale. And the one that was discounted the most at 50% off was a mustard color.
Yeah. So you had to do it.
Hey, it is what it is. I will have 2 mustard tops, but they are very different. And then I also have an idea for this yarn now, but I'm not 100% sure. Remember, I was going to do that top. So that's 3 mustard tops, but they're all very different, so I'm okay with it.
Nice.
I think that's it for me.
Yeah. Well, I have I have a future plan that I need your advice on.
Cool.
And you being Wanda, but also being commenters, please feel free to weigh in. So I think because usually what happens when I'm not knitting a lot is I start planning a lot of future projects, which makes no sense because I'm not knitting that much. So I'm not even getting the things that I'm working on right now done. But anywho, so I started thinking about ways to use up all the different single skeins of stock yarn that I have, because it's just like I don't need to make socks out of all of it, right? So I was looking up some blankets, and then yesterday I was watching the Happy Knitting podcast, and she had the Shake It Up shawl by Anna Johanna. It was so gorgeous. Hers is red and orange, and then like a purple. So I got inspired, and I went and got this red and orange out of my stash. So this is Lolo Did It. The red is Sriracha, and the orange is Sweetness. So I don't really love purple, so I'm trying to figure out what color to put with. So this is what I need everybody's input on. So the options are this darker blue from Madeline Tosh. This is Arctic. And it actually is a little bit more teal. My light's starting to get bad. It's more of a teal color. So there you can see them all together. But it's definitely a darker teal color. Maybe I'll post a picture on Instagram with better light. And then, or this different Madeline Tosh color that is really teal called Plunge. So I don't know what to do.
In terms of seeing the colors all next to each other, I like the darker one better with what I'm seeing on the screen. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That
was my initial thought too.
Yeah.
So yeah, feel free to weigh in the comments. Should I use the lighter teal or the darker, more blue color? I'm leaning towards the darker color also.
Yeah. And if we're on it, we'll put a picture of the shawl, because that might influence your thoughts.
Yeah.
Not just, you can look it up if you're curious. Just say the name of it one more time, Heather.
The name of the shawl is the Shake It Up shawl, and I'll try to remember to link the particular project from Happy Knitting that inspired me to want to choose those colors.
Yeah, and I saw that podcast episode as well, and I thought it was gorgeous. It has lace and brioche in it, I believe. I really loved her version of it too, and the colors that she chose.
Yeah. I mean, I would, if I liked purple, I would make it exactly that way, but I just know I wouldn't wear it if I did it with purple because I just don't like purple that much.
Yeah.
So,
That's it.
Yeah.
Your colors will look great as well.
Yeah. All right. Any other plans? You said you bought a bunch of yarn. What are you going to do with all that yarn?
Well, I don't have it
yet.
So I'm already in the middle of my, what is this called again? The Rowena Jumper. The yarn I'm waiting for is for a test knit. I mean, they've posted it online, so I think it's, but I'll talk about it next time, I guess. So that will likely, once I get that yarn, I'll start on that. It's a summer top, so I've been looking for something that could grab my attention for the spring or summer, and then I saw that, and I was like, I want to make that, and I want to make it now, and the only way to make it now is to test knit it. So, and then the other top that I bought yarn for is the Beauty School top. It's by Girls. And I bought the yarn that she suggested. I'm also in this kick with, like, if there's a color in the yarn that they suggest and I can get it, let me just go for it. And that one I'm really excited about because it has a little bit of gold stellina in it, and so it'll have the gold undertones. I like gold. My jewelry I like in gold. Obviously I like mustard, so I like things with a golden undertone. So yeah. Those are my knits to come, and maybe more stripy socks.
Yeah. Stripy socks are always a good plan. Can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anything else for you, or just kind of pacing yourself?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm trying to get that blanket done by the end of the month, and then I'll take a couple more projects to finish. I do think once things calm down at work a little bit, I'll probably have a little more knitting time than usual. So I'm looking forward to getting lots of crafting done. Yeah.
Wonderful. So it seems like I'm going to knock on wood. So far, so good. We'll see what happens when we go to edit. But we're glad that we were able to podcast and share another episode with you. Please leave us comments. Let us know what you've been up to, what you're working on. You can comment here on YouTube and in our Ravelry episode thread. It'll be good and important to connect, particularly with folks who are working remotely right now. And subscribe. We realize we have more likes on videos than we have subscribers. So if you've been checking us out, go ahead and subscribe to our page and continue to like the videos, and let's stay connected. Hope you stay safe and healthy, and yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.